Hey, hey, hey. Time for an out-of-this-world story from rSpace. Smartphones and social media platforms have made it easier than ever for people to cheat. It allows people to connect with others they wouldn't normally be able to. Today on rSpace, we hear some of the quintessential red flags that your partner is cheating on you. Up first, it turns out the best man missed the memo on being the best for his OP. My full story. My 23 male fiancé, 21 female, cheated on me with my best man, 23 male. I've made a couple of posts on here, but nothing where I explained too many specifics. So I'm going to do that now. I guess you could say my D-Day was July 5th. My 21 female fiancé and I, 23 male, were supposed to get married on August 19th. But all the way from late June to D-Day, we were having constant fights about how much time we were spending at my best friend's best man's house, 23 male. Now, we were both really close with his family, who were amazing to our almost 8-month-old son. So I was not suspicious about anything. They were just willing to take the baby whenever, and that gave her a freedom that she got really drunk on and took advantage of. I had no clue of just the extent. The first time that I became suspicious was when my friend was having a fire that my fiancé wanted to stay for. I left and went home because I have to wake up for work at 4 a.m. She told me she would come home. I woke up and she was not there. I drove over there to find her passed out on his bed. My friend was on the floor. The playpen was set up and our son was asleep in it. I woke her up and she claimed to have just passed out. I then asked why she had the forethought to set up the playpen in here, and then she claimed she had too many drinks and didn't want to drive home. To which I asked, why did you not just stay sober then? She didn't have far to drive anyways, as we lived 3 minutes away. She then said someone from the house was supposed to drive her home, but got tied up with another arrangement. So several story changes. It all came to a head on the 5th, where we had an explosive fight about how much time we were spending over there once again. She left to go for a drive, came back, we fought again. Then, she went out a second time. This time, she came back and I had written her a letter, pouring my heart out to her about how we were going through a tough time right now and that we can get through this. She read it, and we made up and spooned. This is when I make the discovery. Her phone lights up and it's Snapchat. I recognize my friend's Bitmoji. I had texted him while he was out and he never responded to me. So I was going to send him a smart freaking message. But instead, I saw, I'm going to sleep and pretend I didn't see his text. I then looked at their chat and saw her asking about going over and him saying she could. Then, them saying to not tell me she went there and then make up a lie about where she went. I scrolled up only 2 times and I saw I love yous exchanged. I saw, dang, I wish I was the seatbelt. I saw, you're hot as fuck. I saw, why are you so shy when I compliment you? I did not see replies to her from these messages. They also shared insecurities. I confronted her about it the next morning and it was met with chastising about being on the phone and saying how nothing was meant by it. I then spent the next 15 days with my head in the sand until I finally decided to just leave. I walked out on her on the 21st as she refused to cut him off. She kind of appeared sad, but not sad enough to leave him. Now I'm pretty sure she lives over there, but she lies, or attempts to lie, to everyone. But I've exposed them as I have picture proof sent to me by his adopted brother. There's a lot of stuff that's happened since the 21st, and anyone who wants to know can message me through the chat, if they wish. But that's the gist of the story and discovery, and I don't wish to use any more characters. Let's see what the community has to respond. Congrats! You dodged a bullet, and she gave you a gift. Would have been worse if you had gotten married. This happened in the late 80s. Caught my fiancé in my bed, in my house, doing her boss. Came home early from a work trip. Expose them all, shine the light of truth. Go complete no contact. Discuss the child through an app, and go to the lawyers to see your options about visitation rights. Support your family and friends, hit the gym does wonders, and go forth and live your best life. Things will not end well for them. Never take her back. Godspeed. The OP replies, she is in an affair fog and offering me joint custody. No one in her family supports what she's doing and are not helping her take any kid away from me. Honestly, seems like at this point, she is totally cool with having more time to focus on her new boyfriend. I'll take advantage of it. You said it yourself, OP. She's insecure. Her insecurities meant that she hungered for an ego boost that not even you could satiate. I'm sorry she treated your relationship and your family so carelessly, OP. Especially with a friend of yours. Turns out he wasn't actually the best man after all. I can understand you wanting to stay and see where things go for the sake of your child, but it's important to show yourself the respect you deserve. Moreover, the fact that she probably got down and dirty while your child was in the room with them is despicable. She cheated on you right under your nose and literally in front of your child. Update. I'm just so pissed off. I can't even go for a walk without seeing those pieces of crap driving around. My former fiancé and former best friend. Wish I could puncture both of the tires and pour sugar in the gas tank. But then I do that, it's held against me. Then I don't get to see my kid. Thanks for wasting 4 effing years of my life. Burn in hell. I'm so sorry she's using your child as a weapon against you, OP. My heart breaks for you. Update. Ended up being at our son's doctor's appointment. I'm 23 male and X is 21 female. I have a post history on here regarding her. Our son was diagnosed with a viral infection and rash during the time she had him. Not saying that in a way that was her fault. His follow-up appointment with his primary physician fell during the time I was to have him, so I got him from her. Because she was the one who had taken him to the ER in the doctor's appointment before, she wanted to be at the follow-up doctor's appointment as she would be able to better tell his doctor what the ER doctor said. The issue was her conduct during the entire thing. When we got there and got him checked in, she felt the need to be right up next to me in my grill to play with him. I was holding him. I went to go sit down to kind of get away from her, and she followed me. As I went to sit down, I could see her about to sit down next to me, so I decided to go and sit down a couple seats down, and she continued to follow me over there and sit next to me. Even getting down on the floor and being practically in my lap to play with the baby. All of this while asking me random probing questions about what me and the baby are up to. This continued for the 30 minutes we had to wait in the room the doctor was to meet us in, along with attempted conversation and idle chit-chat. Attempts that I ignored. I eventually asked her to please back up and get off my grill, which she kind of did. She then kept asking me questions and trying to start idle chit-chat, to which I just kept ignoring. This is someone who cheated with my best friend a month before we were to be married, and then after the split attempted to get full stay-away order of protection to keep me away from her and my son. All of this happened in July, so it was still really fresh and painful for me. I don't know why she couldn't respect my space and my parenting time. She has all of her parenting time to play with him. It's one thing to smile at him and wave at him, but why do you need to violate my personal space to get to him? I'd have handed him to her and let her play with him, but there's no court order yet to keep her from just making off with him and denying me parenting time. If anyone can help me understand her behavior here, or maybe just some supportive words, the whole thing really bothered me and still is. You have some supportive words from the community saying, "Seems to me that she's testing the waters. Be careful, my friend." The OP replies, "I couldn't begin to understand why. She's happy as can be dating my former best friend. Had attempted to file an order of protection on me, and we are about to begin a family court battle that is already leaning toward me." Another community reaction says, "Mate, you have to realize that nobody can understand crazy. We can try to find reasons for her behavior, but none would be good reasons. For me, sounds like a crazy entitled narcissist brat who don't care about what you feel. She wants to cheat, she cheats. She wants you gone, so she tries to get the restraining order. She wants to play with the kid, she will. She wants to talk with you, then she will talk to you even if you ignore her. She doesn't care. Just continue what you're doing. Try to stay calm. Make sure you don't go do something that can put you in trouble for custody and stuff like that. Try to limit the interaction with her to a minimum for your own sanity. Stay strong and take care of yourself and the kid." Ah, yeah. The comments make sense. Sounds like she's just trying to make your life a living hell, OP. What she does doesn't have to make sense as long as it's driving you crazy. Like the comment said, stay calm and try to just ride the wave out. Wishing you and your child all the best, OP. What do you think OP's ex was trying to do? Would you have stayed or would you have left right away? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Our next cheater is just not the catch of the day. Is my husband cheating? My husband started playing this game on his phone about 8 months ago. About a month in, it became a problem and we had a pretty big argument. We agreed that he would be more present with our family and cut back the playing time. Fast forward 8 months. On Saturday, he went on a fishing trip with his work. Something they do every year. Because it's a 12-hour trip and he was going to be gone all day long, I took the kids and went to my mom's a couple hours away. I texted him about 6 p.m. and he said he would call me later. They were just about getting to the dock. He did call and we talked a couple minutes. I sent him a text and told him to send me pics of the fish they caught. I never got pics or even a text letting me know he was home. I wasn't bothered because I knew he was worn out. Sunday, he stayed on his phone as usual. So I just had a weird feeling, women's intuition. That night, I got his phone and decided to go through it. Much to my surprise, he's been chatting with some girl from the game for about 8 months. On Saturday, when he was too tired to send me pics or even text to let me know he made it home, he did text this woman and sent her pics of the fish he caught. He literally wakes up at 5 a.m. and grabs his phone and texts her, "Good morning, have a great day." There was a text where he said, "I'm so glad you're talkative. I've missed talking to you." The gut punch was the text where he said, "Well, I'm happily married, but I love you and I love talking to you. I'm always here if you need someone." He has sent her money via PayPal, not like money to get her nails done or for her bills, but to buy cities in the game. On top of this, I found out by looking at the PayPal account he spent over $6,000 on this game. Of course, he acts like I'm being ridiculous and overreacting, but to see your husband is texting another woman daily, asking how her day's going and telling her have a great day and then good night text? Am I wrong for being so hurt? You're absolutely not wrong for being hurt by this. He's betrayed you and your family. But hurt is a completely normal reaction. You have every right to feel the way you do, OP. I'm sorry. Update. It was 6 days ago that I found all this information out. I honestly thought after 6 days and 3 books on emotional and financial infidelity, I would be in a much better headspace. Of course, my husband has said, "I will never speak to anyone in that game again and I deleted it. You can check my phone, email, Facebook, whatever you want." He has said, the 2 times I have even allowed him to talk to me, he would do absolutely anything, so I will stay and work on our marriage. I just can't get past this. He has told me a million times that it was just a game, and although he did spend entirely too much money on the game, he has never been sexual or out of the way or inappropriate with this woman. Maybe he's just really stupid, but I don't tell his friends of the opposite sex I love them. I don't text male friends, "Good morning, and I'm always here for you." I can tell he's really trying, however, I am stuck. I've decided that I am going Monday morning to enroll back in college. I quit to be a stay-at-home mom and finish my nursing degree. It is going to take me about a year and a half. I really have no choice to stay because there's absolutely no way in hell I could afford to leave. I have no money of my own. Because I am a mother, I always put my wants, needs, and self completely last. That will no longer happen. Monday I left and went to my mom's 2 hours away and spent the night. I came back home Tuesday and didn't speak to him. When he got home from work Thursday, I left alone and went to the bookstore. I never told him or the kids where I was going or where I had been. Yesterday I left as soon as he left for work and didn't come home until way after he got home. I was home about an hour and I left again and went to a really nice restaurant and had a nice dinner all alone. Again, I didn't tell any of them where I had gone. I used this time alone to think and do my best to clear my head. It's not really working. I know I have to sit down with him and have the talk, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't know how to even start this conversation. Thanks for all the comments and advice. I must admit, the ones telling me to find my own friend of the opposite sex and the one that said to leave for a week, those were my favorites. Let's check in with some of those comments from the community. First up, I am confused on how you could have any suspicion that you are in the wrong. Clearly the person in the wrong here is your husband. He's having an emotional affair. He has also committed financial infidelity, which to be honest would piss me off to no end. So many people seem to think that it is the act of having sex that makes an affair, but it's not. The emotional affair is much more damaging. He is taking affection, attention, money, and giving it to someone else, shutting you out. You should not only be hurt, you should be angry. Someone else says, he is cheating. He is sending her your family funds, telling her that he loves her, sending her pictures he couldn't be bothered to send you. He's giving emotional intimacy to a woman who is not you. Do not stand for this. Kick him out of your house. If he wants to come back, he will have to work for it. He will have to do all of the heavy lifting. He cannot be allowed to give his effort to other people. I saw a quote I will share with you. You should share it with your partner. Flirting is cheating. Linking up and hiding it from your partner is cheating. Entertaining, messaging, snapping, and texting someone behind your partner's back is cheating. Once you start hiding, deleting, or putting your phone on Do Not Disturb, it's cheating. Stop watering down cheating because the truth be told, it doesn't have to be physical. Disrespect and betrayal start mentally before it becomes physical. Period. This is the most succinct definition of cheating I've seen. I wish you luck. Perhaps the fact that you think you're in the wrong are signs of emotional abuse from your husband. Not only that, but you're financially dependent on him. Perhaps he knew that prior to cheating and is using it as some sort of leverage so that you won't leave him. He knew exactly what he was doing in speaking to that woman, and every time he turns on that game. I hope there's some way you can leave him behind and start chasing your dreams of your own. What do you make of this? Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you next time.